Okay, so we are here for the BVAL Creative Writing class, Writing to Release, Revive, and Renew Our Minds. So, this question for check in: if I were the opposite sex, I would be sure to. So, you'll just answer that question verbally, no writing yet, because our writing lab is going to be pretty long today. So, whoever wants to jump in on that question, go for it.
If I were the opposite sex, I would be sure to go for runs at night.
Wait, you said you would do it?
I would be sure to go for runs at night. I prefer running at night, but I don't feel safe going for runs at night.
That's a good one, because that is actually I mean, I wouldn't have thought to say that, but I think about that all the time. Like, I would go running more at night in certain places if I had somebody willing to go with me. Anybody else?
If I were the opposite sex, I would be sure to make sure that my finances in order and my mindset before I date.
Okay, so for me, if I were the opposite sex, I would be sure to go to therapy when I'm having challenges to learn how to effectively express my thoughts and feelings to others. So I don't know why my thing keeps changing before I click anything, because it's going too fast. Okay, so next is our warm up. The warm up is just going to be a video, and then we're going to follow with the question, and then you guys will have about 3 minutes to answer the question. Well, the question was supposed to come second. My animations are off. So here we go. So the question, and it says 5 to 10 minutes, but we're doing 3 to 5 minutes. So the question is, what are you relentless about? So you can actually think about the question while we're watching the video. Okay.
And they asked me, would you repeat that again? I was interested in going into broadcasting. I'm adopted. And that was my key out. I wanted to make my mama proud of me. I was very much appreciative of what she's done for my brother and sister and I. And that was my way out. And I went over to a radio station, asked a guy and told him that I was interested in broadcasting. He looked at me in my straw hat and my overalls. He said, you have any broadcasting background? I said, no, sir, I don't. What do you do? I cut grass. Young ladies asked me what kind of work I do, and I was working on a garbage truck. I say, well, I'm a sanitary technician. He said, we don't have any job for you. I decided that was something I was going to do. I decided I'm unstoppable. I'm going to go up in here and I'm going to do this. I started going to the radio station every day, developing a relationship with the people that were doing what I wanted to do. And that's what I encourage you to do. Whatever area you want to go in, find people that are doing it the way you want to do it and develop a relationship with them. When I decided to go in this area, I wrote letters to Dr. Norman Vincent Peale, to Zig Ziglar, to Dennis Waitley, all of the giants in this area. And I said, this is something I want to do. I've been following your career. Would you help me? Dr. Norman Vincent Peale answered my letter, did an article on me, wrote about me in the most recent book that he issued, and done many broadcasts about me. I'd wanted to develop a relationship and rapport with those people that were achieving those things that I wanted to achieve. By the same token, I would go to the radio station. And I developed a relationship with the guys. And they used me as an errand boy when they needed some food or someone to go pick up entertainers that came into town. Temptation singing My Girl, Jerry Butler singing For Your Precious Love, Sam Cooke singing Darling You Send Me. I would pick up the entertainers at the airport and driving around in the disc jockeys, big Cadillacs. They didn't have any driver's license, but I was acting like I had some. Every day I used to go home and work on my communication skills, developing myself. It was Whitney Young. He said, it's better to be prepared for an opportunity and not have one than to have an opportunity and not be prepared. Start working and developing yourself now and prepare yourself for what it is that you want because you expect to get it. And when the disc jockeys were in the control room, I would go in and watch them and develop a trust level, and they would let me stay, and I would watch and observe them working the controls. When you want something out of life, don't worry about how you're going to get it. How is none of your business. The most difficult thing it is to hold the vision. It's to hold the vision. So there I was at the radio station. A guy was on the air and he started to drink by the name of Rock. I was outside the window looking at him and watching. Hungry and ready. Saying, drink, Rock, drink. Pretty soon the phone rang. It was a general manager. I said, hello? He said, Les, this is Mr. Klein. I said, I know. He said, Rock can't finish his program. He's slurring his words. I said, I know. Can you work the controls until one of the other disc jockeys come in? Would you call them? I said, yes, sir. I said, Mr. Klein, I can't find nobody. He said, well, why don't you go in there and work the controls until they get there? And don't say nothing here. I said, yes, sir. I couldn't wait to sit down at that turntable, Mustafa. I said, look out, this is me, LB, Triple P, Les Brown, your platter playing Papa. There were none before me, and there will be none after me. Therefore, that makes me the one and only. Young and single and love to mingle, certified, bona fide, indubitably qualified to bring you satisfaction and a whole lot of action. Look out, baby, I'm your love man. I was hungry.
Okay, so did we freeze again? It said my internet connection was unstable. Oh my goodness. So the question is, what are you relentless about? So just a couple of other ways to phrase that question. What are you passionate about? And what are you hungry for? So straight from the video, what are you hungry for?
I'm hungry for my life purpose to get my LLC up and running to help coach women.
Okay, so we're gonna write 3 to 5 minutes. So you can write this one down.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay, no problem. I forgot to put the timer on, but I'm gonna assume we're probably about 2 minutes if you guys need more time. Okay, we all good, or somebody need more time?
I'm ready.
Okay. I can go first, or somebody else can jump in. I guess I'll go first. So, what are you relentless about? And then I also wrote, what are you hungry for? So, I am passionate about helping others to open their hearts and minds to free themselves from mental and spiritual bondage and unapologetically believe in whatever they set out to do. I'm hungry for knowledge and building strong relational foundations with myself, my family, community, and hopefully one day with many folks around the world. I am hungry for wealth for my family and to be able to help others who are in need and support them on their own life paths. I want to be able to pour from an overflow and remain full. I am adamant about having a peaceful, loving family and laughing, dancing, and encouraging others.
I can go. Okay. I wrote, I am hungry for a peace of mind to get to a place in my life where I'm content and fully present in the here and now. I'm hungry to travel the world and explore new places and to learn from new experiences. And I am passionate about learning and growing.
Next person.
Uh,
If you're talking, you're on mute.
okay. Yeah, what was going on with that? It sounded like it was muting by itself. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I seen that. It was kind of muting and unmuting.
Yeah, by itself. I was like, what's going on with this?
Okay,
But
so we
what
could
I
hear
was
you, but
saying was
you're
that,
going really slow. It's like dragging.
okay, can you hear me?
I can hear you. It's just when you start talking, it's going really slow.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you just like that.
Okay, let me see. Try it again. I said that, I was still doing it. Shoot, well, maybe I need to probably type mine.
Okay, you're gonna type it and put it in the chat. That's what I
Sorry.
think I heard. I think she said she's gonna type it and put it in the chat, and when she does that, I'll read it.
I'll pass that one up. I'll do it next time or something.
Okay, but you did get a chance to
Yeah.
write the question, right? Okay. So next we're going into our writing lab. This one is definitely going to take up some time today. Because we're going to start our story. So we have 3 parts to our story that we're going to end with. That's going to be our final project before we take a break. So we're starting with the beginning, and we're going to talk about rejection. So I want you guys to think about a time age 18 and under when you felt rejected. So take a minute to think about that. And then we can go through the questions together, but then we'll just read it all at once at the end. So take a moment to pinpoint a moment or a time at age 18 or under. So which means from 0 to 18 when you felt rejected. And I would say go ahead and start answering the questions.
Like writing them down?
Yeah, writing them down and putting your answer to it. Because it's just building the first part of your story. Oh, and then in the chat, The person who is trying to speak says, I'm relentless about forming my LLC, mending the broken pieces to help women with their self-esteem and self-worth. I'm hungry for pursuing my life purpose, which is helping women and children. I love it.
What was the question?
I can't
You
even.
said,
You're going so slow. It's
well, I'm
dragging a
still
lot.
on the ground as Les Brown up
I don't know.
here.
If you can, put it in the chat and then I'll check the chat.
Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? It's probably this fan I got going on over here. Let me turn it off. Let me stop fan. Hold on a second. Can you hear me?
I could hear you. It's just
Hello?
going really slow.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. It's just still slow.
Is it still going slow?
Yep.
Huh?
Yes, it is. It sounds like you are extremely
Hello?
drowsy. You sound extremely drowsy.
It's unstable. Let me see something.
If you want to call in, I could put the information in the chat and you could just dial it from your phone.
Keisha,
I barely heard you.
Keisha,
Yeah. Can you hear me?
huh? Can you hear me?
Much
Yeah,
better now.
yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, it started skipping, but it's definitely better than before.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
It's skipping a little, but I could hear you.
Uh,
Nope, now you're going slow again. It's like that one good spot that you get in is good, but if you turn too quick,
Are we doing the last one too of writing a letter to our adolescent self?
oh, thank you for asking about that. Wait on that one until we answer the questions, and then we're gonna do that part. So thank you for that because I forgot to separate it.
what you say? Can you hear me?
So the last part where
Oh,
it
okay,
says
go ahead.
write a letter.
I don't know. My internet is saying it's unstable, so my son is. Yeah, my
Do you
son
have
is about to check it out. My internet.
okay? Do you have Spectrum too?
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I have a Spectrum and AT&T.
Okay, because
I
I
have
have
both.
Spectrum and it keeps telling me
But my
mine's
son is using
unstable.
Spectrum. I'm AT&T. Yeah, I'm using, but I think I'm on AT&T right now. I'm not on Spectrum.
Okay.
My son is on Spectrum and I'm on AT&T.
So whatever you're doing right now, I can hear you.
Mm. I'm not doing anything.
Oh, there it go again.
I don't know. Yeah, get this, please, Noah. My son said it may be a Zoom problem. He said because my internet said it's fast on my iPad. Can you hear me?
You
Huh?
said he said maybe a Zoom.
Yeah, he said because on my iPad, 'cause I'm on my regular computer, but he said on my iPad it's saying that my internet is fast. So he said maybe something going on with the Zoom or something.
Did you guys answer all the questions?
Yes.
So before we go to the part that says write a letter to your adolescent self, I want you guys to read your answers to the questions, but read them all together as if you're telling the whole story. So instead of saying who rejected you and then you answer, just read all the answers to the questions. Okay. And so this is going to be the catalyst for your story. So I can go first as the example, or you guys can hop in.
You can go first as the example.
Okay. So this is my story, the beginning, rejection. The teacher at my high school, they told me that based on my 3.0 GPA, I was not eligible to attend a university informational session and that I was only looking good enough to go to a community college. I responded by saying that, but you only needed a 2.8 to apply to this school. From what I know, that teacher is still teaching and leading students. I had lost interest in going to college, but after going on a Black college tour, I was super motivated to go to a university. I was getting as much knowledge as I could to plan my college career path. This broke my spirit and caused me to self doubt.
Okay, I can go. Okay. So I was rejected by a club soccer team that I really wanted to get on to. They told me that they were trying out for this team that I wanted, and I did not make the cut for the team. And honestly, when I found out this, it made me cry, and I was sad for quite a while about it. This affected me because it was a team I really wanted to be on, and when I didn't make the team, it made me doubt myself and think that I was not good enough. It influenced me to think less of myself. I healed from this moment by continuing to practice and try out for other teams, and then shortly after making another club team that I was interested in. It made me realize that it didn't matter the team that I was on, but that I was able to play the game that made me happy.
So I forgot a part on mine when I turned the page. So to add to it, another teacher, this is how I healed from the moment. Another teacher affirmed me as an entrepreneur. She's seen my gifts and talents and encouraged me to pursue them. I did and still am. And Shanika, did you want to give it a shot, or I see something in the chat?
I'm going to do mine in a little while. I'm trying to get back on here. I'm having a little moment today.
Okay.
Yes.
No problem. So we're gonna go to the second part, which is write a letter to your adolescent self. And
Can
if
you
we
hear
have
me?
a little bit,
Huh? Can you hear me?
I could hear you when you just said that. So if we have time, there's another question I'm gonna add to this, but oh, your iPad.
Like trying. really trying to get on here. Okay, can you hear me now? Huh?
Yeah, I can hear you now, but you just have to mute your other device
Oh,
because it's echoing. Or, like turn the volume down on the other one.
I'm gonna leave that one. Okay. You can hear me now?
I can.
This was a little rough.
She's back. I'm telling you, it's like every time we know you, well, I know for me, when I know she about to say something good, it's like it's just not the day. Like
the devil be like, you know what? Not today. You're not saying
exactly. And I'm like leaning in, waiting.
Goodness. I'm like, this devil was fighting me.
So hopefully you got to hear all the instructions and you were able to answer the questions.
Not all of them. I just was a little frustrated a little bit, so I'm still working on that part.
Okay, so think about all the questions, but pick up on the part that we're gonna do now. So right now we're gonna write a letter to your adolescent self. So between that time frame and that time period where you reflected on being rejected, write a letter to yourself in that moment. So to your 18 and under self.
Dealing with rejection, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I forgot to give the time frame. This one, it's more of a free write, but I'll put 7 minutes out there. But it's really free writing because this will take the place of our writing lab. You guys ready or you needed more time?
Ready?
I'm done.
Okay.
Not sure.
So whoever want to go first, or
I can go.
Okay.
You're up. Oh, Aisha, it's okay that things aren't always working out the way you want them. Sometimes things don't work out for a reason, and that's because God has something so much better for you in store. Loosen the grip on the things that hold on. Loosen the grip on the things you hold on to so tightly because you may think you know exactly what you want and need, but God has a funny way of shifting your direction. Let go, have fun, and be open to the unexpected.
Nice. I'm not sure if this is cool, but I'm gonna read it anyway. I got pregnant at 17 years young. My mother did not want me to get pregnant. She had kept me on birth control pills. I decided to pretend that I were taking the pills. She found out I was not because I was careless and was punching them out wrong. I used to hate taking them, so she decided to make me take them and would watch me take them. I was so slick. I would hide them in my mouth and spit them out. She would have me raise my tongue so I knew to hide them well. So she would kind of rejected me based on not taking the birth control pills and getting pregnant at 17.
Did you do the part about the letter to yourself, or was that it?
Oh yeah, shoot, yeah. I that was supposed to be to myself. Oh my goodness.
It's
That was
okay.
myself. Shoot. I'm confused a little bit. Sorry.
It's okay. So I'll go. Are you done, or you still have
Yeah,
more?
I'm done.
Okay.
I'm gonna get it together.
Okay, so my letter. I know you felt less than in that moment, but sometimes God allows things in order for us to draw closer to him. It's those moments where you are redefined and characterized by God's standards, not the likeness or approval of people who have a self-interest that exceeds beyond God's plan for you. People will always let you down, but love and respect them anyway, because your character will draw near the people who are meant to join your circle and retract those who don't quite fit the puzzle. They are not the missing piece. Boom.
Oh my goodness, I feel so bad.
It's okay, because I know when you do write it, it's going to be good.
I know. Let me write that down so I can write that out.
Let me see if I could. Nope.
Let me write that down.
Send. I could copy and paste them and send them to you in an email. I have to write it to remember, so I'm writing it down.
Okay.
Email.
I'm sorry, I'm a little off today.
You all right? Okay, so I thought I took out all the slides, but here's our hand again, the schizophrenia hand from the pigs in the parlor. And I actually think it does have something to do with our discussion question. So I'm gonna go forward to go back. And yes, it does. What inward or outward emotions did this writing lab, or does it say does? I can't see.
It says bring up.
Oh, okay.
Oh, emotion does. Yes, it does. This writing lab bring up for you.
I wanted to go backwards. So we are dealing with rejection again today. So that's going to be on the left side of the hand. When I listened to pretty much all of ours, I know I mentioned that again, like that's on my link, the guilt, unworthiness and shame that came along with how I felt being rejected. The unfairness, I felt it was unfair. It did make me feel like I wanted to withdraw, because after that moment, anything that came up and there were conversations that were being had about, what school you're going to and stuff like that, I would withdraw from those conversations, because that experience had me self-doubting and questioning whether I was even, whether I was even worthy enough to be in those conversations. So it took it a step further. Like, what else? I almost want to say sensitive. Like, it caused me to be a little sensitive towards what people said about me, and kind of letting those words penetrate in that moment. Those are the major ones. So what about you guys? Any inward, outward emotions that came up when you did the activity?
A lot of the ones you said, also like the insecurity, I definitely experienced that, of just how I felt in that moment of being rejected, and also depression, of just like sadness for not getting what I wanted at the time. And also a little bit of the like frustration, and that might have come from like my own like pride of like thinking that like, oh, I felt like I was good enough for that team, and so I kind of got frustrated.
And that's for the inward or outward or both?
Rejection is on the inward side. So, but I mean, if you had some, like, for example, Aisha said frustration. So we already know that once you get to that point and then it's anger, that it crosses over.
Okay. And so mine is, I had to go with the self, what's that? You just accusation. Self-accusation. I have to go with that because with the compulsive, sometimes like when I'm going through like a depression or something, I make compulsive decisions with my spending.
You're emotional shopper.
Yeah, so I'm a retail just retail therapy for me.
Retail therapy.
So it's like if I'm depressed or anything going with my mate or anything going on with us, and if he give me some money, there's no argument, there's no disagreements. I'm back to normal.
As long as I get the money. Hush money.
So it's just like when I'm stressed, I'm going through something. This is my perfect day. Shopping, going out to eat, and topping my day off with either a Starbucks hot chocolate or maybe a Jamba Juice drink. And then I go home and I'm like, okay, I'm cool.
It sounds good to me.
But then if I spend money that I really don't have, then I'd be looking like, oh,
right.
It's so like I feel the regret. I feel the regret after I done messed up. Like, oh, I messed up, but in the moment I'm feeling good.
So then there is, I can't find it. I don't know where it is. I feel like it's always on this hand, the one that's like denial and, it connects with regret and stuff. But yes. So let me go back forward to the other question. And then overall, how are you feeling right now after doing that activity?
After doing this right now, or the activity prior that we've been doing?
The writing, or the my story, talking about rejection, the moment, thinking about a moment you were rejected. Well, for you, it's probably listening and trying to catch up. So I'm like, maybe you're feeling a little frustrated.
Yeah, I am. I'm feeling a little lost.
So a little lost.
Yeah, frustrated, lost. Yeah, both emotions.
And
Yeah.
what about you?
Good. I've just been like reflecting on just like thinking about myself like at that age, like 18, and
Mm-hmm.
just like all those feelings that I had, and just like thinking of how far I've come to like now. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm just thinking about it, the progress I've made.
Yeah, I definitely feel empowered. And I think being able to reflect on, like you said, that moment then and kind of where I am now. Like just the fact that um the teacher who like affirmed me is still like a voice in my ear to today. And I'm still doing the same things that I did then that were considered, like it wasn't, it was like, yeah, oh yeah, that's nice and all, but so and then just seeing how we're living in a entrepreneur driven society right now. So
Yes.
it's like, man, what if like that was cultivated more, or what if I did like go to the university? But the funny thing is entrepreneurship at that time was popular. So I did end up going to a community college to transfer to the university. But the very first class I took, they had just introduced the entrepreneur class.
Wow.
Mm.
And I didn't take it because, it wasn't good enough.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, oh, I shouldn't do that because, universities aren't accepting this. So, yeah, if somebody would have
Yeah.
told me.
Yeah. That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
But you know what?
So,
I can't. Oh, sorry.
oh no, I was just going to say that's the humor in it all. Like, I dropped that class to take regular classes.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I didn't write my story, but I can give a little brief, little something about it.
Uh-huh.
So mine's is basically my younger self. When I was in high school, I had this one teacher named Miss Dodge, and she, I feel like we was rejected because of her, because she would holler at the students, and she would tell them who wasn't going to be nothing. We was going to be alcoholics, drug addicts, drunks. We're going to be sitting on the street corner. She was very verbally abusive towards the classroom. And every day, she would send me out to class because I would cuss that lady out. I would literally cuss her out because I felt like, why would you say we're going to be drug addicts? And why would you say that, to your classmates? And so that's one of my parts where I feel rejected. But my younger self, what I would tell my younger self, I would have handled it more differently than that. I would have understood that she was actually in some type of pain, and that, the Bible says people know not what they do, and also that we're not fighting against flesh and blood, but we're fighting against spirits and principalities. So I probably would have had a better understanding on why, it's not excusable what she did, but I would have had a better understanding that she had to be in some type of pain herself for her to be acting like that. So I would have told my younger self to not be disrespecting my elders. Aisha? Aisha, is Keisha there?
Wait, yeah, I can hear you. I think you should just got kicked off.
I was wondering because I'm talking away. I said, wait a minute, Keisha ain't said nothing. So
Frozen.
yes, I don't know where she went to. So yeah, that's what I would tell my younger self. You think that was okay?
Yeah, I think that's great.
Yeah.
Great perspective that you like went to like see like how where her experiences and what she was thinking and maybe what she was going through.
Yeah, she was very rude and mean.
For a teacher, yeah, to be saying that to students.
Yeah, she was like, yeah, you guys to be drunk addicts, drunks, street corners, homeless. I was like, oh my God. She was, basically she was cursing her students with her words. And I didn't understand because I was young, but now I'm looking at back now, I'm like, that lady had a problem. So my result was anger. Anger. That's why I went off on her every day. She would send me out of the classroom with the referral letter to the office, but I never would go. I would sit on the bench away from my next class. I didn't feel like I did any wrong. She was wrong for talking to her students that way.
Did anyone ever try to like report her?
I'm not sure, I'm not sure if anybody reported her. I should have reported her, but I'm young. I think I was probably like 11th grade. So I was like 16. So, but yeah, I don't think anybody reported her, but they should have been reporting her the way she's yelling at the students and talking.
Sorry guys, my internet went out, so I'm back.
Okay.
Did
you hear what I was saying?
I didn't hear anything after principalities.
Oh, okay. So this is the synopsis. I was saying that what I would have told my younger self with a teacher I had that was verbally abusing her students, and I would cuss her out, and she would send me out of the class every day with a referral and call down to the office, and I wouldn't go to the office. I would just sit on the bench and wait for my next period class. And my younger self, I would have handled it differently. I would have told her, I wouldn't have cussed her out. I basically would have just prayed for her and reported her to the principal or someone. But yeah.
Okay, that was good.
Thank you.
All I missed. But okay. Oh, so next week we will do the second part of our story, and it's going to be the storm, and then we're going to focus on resentment. So yes, perfection, ego, pride, vanity, paranoid, and then anger, it crosses over into those outward expressions. So we're going to get into the storm of it all. That one moment when you lost it, pretty much.
Yes.
So that's going to be fun. And I didn't do the lesson this time because I actually forgot to pull it out. So next week we could start with the lesson on dealing with difficult people. And it's kind of long, so I'll try to cut it in half to make it a warm up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. And that's going to be good to pair with this one anyway.
Yes, I'm sure it is.
That's going to be a good one. And so this is the time for our settling breath. So it says in the chat, click the link. And I did not put a link there for you guys. So let me put the link for you guys. Wait.
Yes, I'm sure. How was your Mother's Day, Keisha? Oh no. Turn it off. There you go. And I heard you say, how was my Mother's Day? Yeah.
My Mother's Day was relaxing. I will say that.
Great.
My kids ended up going with their other grandmother.
Okay. So you was childless.
Yeah, they were only supposed to be there a day, but they ended up saying that they could spend the night.
Okay.
So I wasn't complaining.
I wouldn't complain either.
And my mom had a birthday party, so we I gotta get back to you guys.